Hello everyone, and welcome again to my keto kitchen, I guess I can call it. Today I'm gonna try to recreate the very famous Mickey pretzels that they sell at the parks. Now, this is going to be the keto recipe for that, so it's not gonna taste the same, but hopefully it's gonna be really good, and hopefully it's gonna be in the shape of Mickey. For the recipe, I looked everywhere online and I compared a bunch of different keto pretzel recipes. So I think I got the best of each. I mean, from what I feel, it's more of a feeling. It's not that I tried all the recipes, if I'm honest. I just read them and I just picked and choose what I thought would work best. We are going to need a food processor, almond flour, 2 eggs. I think there was 1 or 2 recipes that mentioned that the eggs needed to be at room temperature. I always keep my eggs in the fridge, so I took them out about an hour ago and they're still cold, so I'm hoping that that works. But all the other recipes just said eggs, and they didn't specify that they had to be at room temperature. I don't know if that's because they're expecting people to know that they have to be room temperature, but I don't know. So I'm just gonna use them like that. Some recipes called for santan gum and others didn't even mention it, so I am going to use it. There was one that said that it was optional, but I decided to use it. There's honey involved in this process because there's also yeast involved. We have to proof the yeast, and for that to happen it needs to feed on sugar, and I'm going to be using honey. There was another recipe that mentioned that we could use I think it was coconut sugar. I don't have that, but I do have honey, so we're gonna use that. Fortunately, other recipes did mention that honey was acceptable for that. And from what I understand after reading a lot about this, is that since the yeast is going to be feeding on the sugar or the honey, then it is not going to be counted in the recipe. Does that make sense? Like it eats it and it's not there anymore. All right. And baking powder is the last ingredient. Oh well, water. Mozzarella cheese and cream cheese. So let's start the process, and the first thing that you're supposed to do is proof the yeast. So I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of lukewarm water and add the yeast, the entire packet, and half a teaspoon of honey in there. And I guess I have to give it a good mix. I don't know if I'm supposed to wait for it to dissolve, or does it dissolve, or just like leave it there? I'm not really sure. I've never done this before. I always use the other kind of yeast, the ready one. So I'm not sure if this is something that you leave there and just leave it alone. What if I'm disturbing it? I did research on a lot of other things, never thought about doing research about this. I don't know. Does it matter? Alright, I'm gonna leave it like that and see what happens. So one recipe said to leave it there for 7 minutes, another one said for 10 minutes, and another one said until it doubled its size, and the other one said until it doubled the size and became frothy. So I think I'm gonna go with that last one. Let's put this to the side and start working on the dough in the food processor. To this food processor, we're going to add 2.5 cups of almond flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of santan gum, and 2 eggs. I feel like I should mix this first and then add the 2 eggs. 2 eggs going in. And I'm gonna give it a mix. Nice, it became doughy. That's awesome. Okay, so I think, I'm not sure if the yeast is ready yet. I thought I would know from the description and the pictures that I saw online, but I mean, it is making bubbles. Let me see if I can show you closer. I don't know if I can move it. So it is frothy, but I'm not sure if that's what they meant. Does it look like twice its size? Maybe. Has it been 7 minutes? Probably. I didn't time it. And that's probably what I should have done. But I didn't. I'm just going to add it. Hoping for the best here. All right, and let's mix it again. Said to mix it by pulsing a few times. That's what I'm doing. And given that this is the first time that I make pretzels in my life, I don't know if this is supposed to look the way it is or if I should stop there or not. I have no clue, but we're gonna try it together. I'm gonna leave that there and I'm gonna start with the next part of the process, which is the cheese. So I'm gonna go get a bowl and the cheese. In another bowl, I have 3 cups of mozzarella cheese, shredded mozzarella cheese, and I'm going to add 2 ounces of cream cheese. One of the recipes said that the cream cheese needed to be cubed, so that's what I did. Ooh, not the paper. All right. Now I'm gonna put this in the microwave for 30 seconds. Take it out, give it a mix, put it in for another 30 seconds, and hopefully that's gonna be enough. 30 seconds later, it looks like this. Just going to mix it. It's still not melted, but I think this aids the process. All right. Back to the microwave for another 30 seconds. 30 seconds, let's mix it. It is starting to get melted, but I think it's gonna need more time. So I'm just gonna mix it again and put it back in the microwave for another 30 seconds. After the third round of 30 seconds, it is fully melted. I'm just trying to combine both cheeses very well. All right, I think that's good. Can you see it? Hopefully. And now I just need to add this cheese to the food processor. Remember the dough we have here? Yes. Okay, let's mix this guy in. So I think I need to scrape the cheese because yeah, it's not working. I wonder if I had to microwave it for a little bit longer, but I don't think so. Let's see. Ooh, it's working a lot better. Can you see? But I still feel like I need to help it a little bit. Ta-da! I think that's ready. All right. So now, because this is very sticky, it's recommended that I put it in the fridge for 15 to 20 minutes so that it's just easier to handle. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I have some plastic wrap here and I'm just gonna put the dough in there Oh, it's very sticky. Wow. And now I'm just gonna cover it. I don't even want to touch it too much because of how sticky it is. Okay, it's going in the fridge for 20 minutes. It's 30 minutes later and look how much this thing grew. It's amazing. Let's open it, and it says that it makes 6 pretzels. So the recipe is for salty pretzels, and I understand at the parks they only sell salty pretzels, but the kind that I like are the cinnamon and sugar covered ones. Obviously I like the sweet ones, but they don't sell those at the parks. So I'm going to be making 3 of the salty ones and 3 sweet ones. The salty ones call for like coarse salt on top, and I don't have that, so I'm gonna use regular salt on them. Let's cut this. I think it's the first step. Let's cut it into 6 parts so that we can start to shape them into Mickey pretzel form. I am so amazed at how much this grew. Okay. Still very sticky. All right. Okay, let's get dirty. I'm gonna get some oil on my hands, and I'm gonna get one of these little balls. And from what I understand, again, I've never made pretzels before in my life, so this is interesting. But I know that you're supposed to roll them out like this. I've seen them at the mall. I'm not really sure how long this is supposed to be, but oh, we had an accident. Wow. Don't do this to me. I have high hopes. All right. Is that too thick? Okay. And I'm going to, can you see the baking sheet? I don't think you can, so hopefully you can see it there. Maybe I should push the camera back a little bit. Okay, I think that's better. So I'm gonna pick it up and, oh, I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna work. All right. I'm gonna try and make it so it's facing you. So it's set to make a U shape, and then bring one side towards the center and then the other one on top of it. Looks like a pretzel, but I want it Mickey shape. So let me see if I can stretch this out a little bit so I can make the ears. Don't break apart. All right. Is it gonna work? It's very sticky situation here. But I think it's working. I don't know. Is it? Ooh, a I didn't know I was good at this. Disney, I'm accepting offers. All right, let's do one more. I mean, let's do 5 more. I don't know if I mentioned that my oven is preheating at 400 degrees. All right, done. And I don't know if you can tell that I twisted the ears in 2 different ways. So the ones at the top, I twisted them so that the ends are going on top, and then the bottom ones, it's the face part that is going on top. It's crossing on top. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hopefully. And I did that to I'm just curious. I want to know if there's any difference, if they're gonna look any different. So yeah, that's the only reason why I did it. Now I'm gonna put this in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes. Did you notice that I forgot something? I forgot to put the salt on the salty ones. Remember, I'm gonna make 3 salty, 3 sweet, but don't panic. I realized as soon as I put them in the oven. So I just opened the door and I took my salt shaker and I put some on 2 of them. It should have been on 3, but curious me wants to see the difference, wants to see what the non-salted one is going to taste like on its own. The pretzels are in the oven and they still have a couple more minutes to go. So while they are done, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start mixing Swerve, and I only have the brown kind, so it's gonna have to do, and cinnamon. And then, because I'm gonna need something, some medium for this mixture to stick to the pretzel, I'm going to melt a little bit of butter in a little cup, and I'll be right back. They are done. Are you ready to see them? Oh, gonna go get them. What do you think? I think I needed to take them out like a minute earlier than I did, but that's fine, that's okay. So these 2 here are the ones that I sprinkled the salt on top. This one has, and yeah, the other 4 have nothing. So I'm just gonna take 2 of these and I'm gonna put the mixture on top. I'm gonna start with the butter first. I'm gonna do this one because it's easy. And this one. And I decided that I'm gonna leave the other 2 the way they are because I have some Nutella replacement and I want to see if I can use that. Maybe I should have put this upside down in here. Do you think that would work better? Probably, right? I don't know if it's too soft for that yet. Ooh, it feels, can you hear that? It feels so good. Ooh, I have high hopes for this. Yummo. Alright. Obviously, it doesn't look like what's the name? Auntie Anne? Is that the name of the pretzel place? They don't look like that, but they smell amazing. Amazing! I absolutely recommend this recipe. I mean, I haven't tried them yet. Maybe I shouldn't say that just yet. I'm just judging based on how they smell. Ow. Very hot. I'm just gonna wait a little bit for them to cool down so that I can try them. All right. You know what? I think I need to transfer them to a cooling rack so that they don't get soggy sitting there. So I'm gonna do that. They are still warm, but I am dying to try them. And let me tell you, I already sold 2 of them. So I only have 1 salty one, 1 sweet one, and the 2 that don't have anything on them. I'm gonna start by trying, but I wanna show them to you up close. They're cute, right? They're so pretty. And of course, I'm gonna start with the ear. I know that you're supposed to dip your pretzels in either honey mustard or a cheese sauce, but I just wanna try it like this. It tastes good, but it does not taste like pretzel at all. It tastes like, what does it taste like? Like cheese bread. Because basically that's what it is, right? It's just cheese bread. Now, I don't know if it's because I left them in the oven for a minute too long, but it feels a little too dry for me. I could have messed up, I don't know, but it's still really good. I'm still going to eat it, but I do need something to drink with that. Okay. Obviously I have to follow with this guy. Let's see. Oh, it's falling apart. I didn't do a good job covering it with the sugar, so it needs a little bit more, or maybe it's just because I love sweet stuff so much. I don't know, but this one tastes a little bit more like a cinnamon covered pretzel, like a sugar cinnamon covered pretzel. Probably because I'm just tasting the sugar, the cinnamon sugar. That's, I mean, obviously it's gonna taste like that. It needs more. And finally, I want to try one of the ones that doesn't have anything with this like Nutella thing that I got from, I think I bought it at Whole Foods. I haven't tried it yet, as you can see, brand new. So I haven't heard anything about it. I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but I'm gonna take this cute little guy here and put a little bit of it. Oh, very creamy and nice. Let's see. All right. It doesn't taste like Nutella. I know it's not supposed to be a review on this, but now that I'm using it, let me tell you. It doesn't taste like Nutella. It's not as sweet as Nutella is. It's not bad. It needs to be sweeter, and it does have that like cooling effect that, is it erythritol that gives you that? Let me see. What does it have here? Yeah, erythritol. Anyway, it has not, the video is not about that. It's about this, guys. So definitely don't taste exactly like the pretzels at the parks, but they taste good. They are a good like cheese bread kind of pretzel thing, and the consistency is really good. I do recommend that you time them better so that they don't get past the point where they're supposed to be, because they will dry up. I mean, I don't know if they would have been better, like more moist, if I had taken them out a couple minutes earlier, but I have a feeling that that's what would have happened. They're still good, and we are still going to eat them. But yeah, I just thought that that was worth mentioning in case you decide to try it for yourself. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!